Hello everyone, this is Storyboard Ed, and today I'm going to discuss the TV show Lost, and give my opinion and summary. Let's start from the beginning. A plane crashes into an island, and there are several survivors. There's Jack Shepherd, he's a spinal surgeon. There's Kate, who has like a love triangle with Jack Shepherd and Sawyer. Sawyer is a con man who is looking for this other con man who conned his father and mother, and that led to his father killing himself and his mother. Tragic story. Jin and Sun, they're a couple who speak Japanese. Sun knows English, and eventually Jin picks up the language as well. Hugo, a funny, chubby character. There's Claire, who's a pregnant woman. Charlie, who's known as a rock star. Boone, he's a helpful character. And there's Boone's stepsister, who is throughout the first season very lazy and self-obsessed. And there's John Locke, a guy who comes out of a wheelchair after the plane crash. So he started out paralyzed, and after the plane crashed, he can now just walk. There's Michael, who's a father who's very protective of his son. His son's name is Walt. Walt seems to have this kind of ability to know things that others don't know about the island. There's a woman who, after the plane crash, got separated from her husband. Saeed, he's a reformed torturer. There's a mysterious island woman. She's lost a child on the island. In later seasons, she has a brief reconnection with the daughter that she has lost on the island. Let's talk about the way the story is told. There are flashbacks that connect to the present situation that's going on the island. Also, if a character dies on the show, they'll be seen kind of like a hallucination in an episode, some kind, like as if their ghost kind of comes back or something like that. I thought that was an interesting way to have them continue the story. There's also the use of the monster in the woods and the others as a way to really keep the story going in a way where, you know, there's bad guys. The good guys are trying to defeat the others. Here's some key things that happen in the first season. Boone dies, and Claire has her baby. On to the second season. Boone's sister and Saeed fall in love, only for Boone's sister to die. The woman reunites with her husband. Temporary characters come along only to die off. These are the three main ones. Liddy, Ana Lucia, and Echo. There's a guy named Desmond. He's stuck on the island. He wants to be with a woman named Penny. There's a character named Ben Linus, and he's a steady bad guy on the Lost series. He does a lot of shady things for what he says is the sake of the island. There's a character named Ricardo. He's the island's advisor, and he's been there for a very long time. Juliet is one of Ben's associates, and doesn't really seem to like Ben. Season 2 has Michael doing anything to get Walt back, meaning that he puts Jack, Sawyer, and Kate into a situation where they're captured by the others. Season 3. A woman from a boat arrives. Jack, Sawyer, and Kate escape. Desmond and Charlie go to an underwater kind of service area where Charlie calls for help. He reaches Penny and finds out that it's not Penny's boat, and lets Desmond know, and ends up drowning, which is unfortunate because Charlie and Claire were getting along so well. Season 4. 3 new characters come into the picture: a redhead, a psychic, and a genius. They all have ulterior motives, but they decide to stay on the island. Michael in Season 2 gets his son off the island, but is back in Season 4. He comes back to die. And does. The show takes another shift where instead of flashbacks, it's showing flash forwards. So the decisions they're making on the island, it shows how it affects later on. It shows like future events. Season 5. The Diamond Initiative has been a side note of the show since Season 1, and it becomes more of a focus in the 5th season, along with time travel. A lot of revisiting the past. The 1970s is really part of the plot in this season, and it's very interesting. Sawyer and Juliet fall in love, but unfortunately Juliet dies. Ben kills John Locke. Now we're on to the 6th and final season. 2 key characters become a primary focus of the 6th season: Jacob and his brother. Jacob's brother is a black smoke seen in earlier seasons, and takes the form of John Locke as a way to get off the island. In this form, he kills his brother Jacob off, and Jacob returns to pass on the island's protection of the island, which he's done for a long time, to Jack. Within a brief time, Jack passes it on to Hugo. In this season, Jin and Sun, they end up drowning and dying. And then let's talk about the ending. The ending really surprised me. Turns out they were all dead the whole time. At the very end, they're all connecting to go to heaven together in a kind of rejoiceful way. I thought that was an interesting ending for the series Lost. I really thought the show overall was well put together. I mean, I spent nights where I was like, I'll just watch one episode. I ended up watching like 5. This is that kind of show. It's one of those binge-worthy kind of shows. And that's really my main summary of the whole show. And yeah, I missed out elements, some things of the show, but this is my best way trying to summarize it for my audience here. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I think I might end by going into a little bit of some of the theories I had about the show. Some theories. I have about 3. Theory number 1. this is my main theory, is that the island was like some form of like purgatory that was testing the main characters to see what decisions they'd make, and it rewards the characters at the very end by letting them go to heaven. That's my first theory. Theory 2. Maybe just the concept that Hugo had come up with the whole story while he was at that mental institution. In the show had Hugo kind of a mental institution, and he can also talk to a lot of dead characters throughout the show. And I was thinking maybe Hugo kind of created the characters, created the island, created the concept, as the story kind of kept going along, that it was just Hugo's story. Elaborate story. But I think that's quite a bit of a stretch. My final theory is just maybe if they died on the island through a lot of the events and stuff, and that's how they got to the ending there. But I'm thinking it was the plane crash that just swept them all out, like it just killed them, and that's why they went to the purgatory and so on. That's basically the theories I have. That's basically what I thought about. Feel free to subscribe or like this video, or both. I like both. That'd be great. Every time I do these kind of videos, I end up with just a lot of paper everywhere. So feel free to subscribe and like this video, and have a great day.